Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium here in a frigid Fredericton, New Brunswick. Had a look at my weather app to see what the temperature is outside. Fans, it's minus 25, feels like minus 40 here in Fredericton. Normally I'd say get yourself down here to the gym to watch this one, but if you're already at home, stay right there. Don't venture out in that weather. Tune in to the game right here on ACAA.tv. Probably going to be about 5 to 8 degrees colder than that. Time this one is over outside. Pretty frosty weather, but we got some pretty good basketball action to keep you warm here on a Friday night. Mount Allison Mounties come into this one 5-5 in the conference. That puts them in 5th place. The Tommies in 4th at 7-4. In first, Holland 9-3, Mount St. Vincent second, 8-3, Crandall third, 8-4. Crandall does hold the tiebreaker over the Tommies, and it is Crandall and Mount St. Vincent playing in the Hub City this evening. So this would be your quarterfinal matchup, your 4-5 game right now. STU and Mount A at the ACAAs. The ACAAs hosted here by the Tommies in early March. Both MSVU and Holland are ranked nationally. MSVU 10th, Holland is 15th. VIU first, Keano second overall. Couple teams from the western part of the country. In terms of this game, Tommies come in averaging 94.1 points a game while allowing 87. That's about a +7 differential. Mount A averages 85, allows 83.5, so about a 1.5 point differential there. Tommies are first in the league in rebounding margin at a +6.5. And these are the top two three-point shooting teams by percentage in the conference. Tommies shoot 42, Mount A 38. Look for the teams to be launching from deep in this one. Look for a game, I would think, in the high 80s to 90s would favor STU. Lower than that would favor Mount Allison. Starters, 2 is Minwoo Park, guard out of Fredericton High School. 3 is Emmanuel Adugna, guard out of Toronto, Ontario. 5 is going to be Noah McCarthy, guard out of Grand Falls and graduated FHS. 24 is going to be Rashawn Ferguson, 6'6" pogo stick out of the Bahamas. And 22 is going to be Tim Ellison, 6'10" forward in the second year at a Citadel in Halifax. For the Tommies, 0 is Harrison Florian, 4th year 6'7" center out of Leo Hayes High. Trey Campbell, first year guard out of Scarborough, starts. Where's number 3? Gaio Isaiah. Where's number 8 out of Fredericton High? Tyrese Paul out of Leo Hayes. He's going to wear number 11. Paul just picked up the Francis Farrington Scholarship before this one. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Tommies, Jeffrey Lavoie. He's out of Ecole Secondaire Bernice Desloges in Ottawa, 6'4" forward. Florian and Ellison in this one. If you like post play, these two are going to give you a bit of this one. Couple true big men here, the 6'7" burly Harrison Florian. And at 6'10", pretty rugged lad himself, is Tim Ellison. Florian with the tap out of bounds there. Your officiating crew for this one, the men charged with making sure all goes according to Hoyle: Mr. Michael Murray, Mr. Todd Messer, and Mr. Matt Whipple. Veteran crew here, Murray and Messer. Very, very experienced, and Mr. Whipple, no slouch either. Isaiah with the miss, rebound to Ferguson. Into the front court, the Tommies. That's Ferguson on the dribble for Noah McCarthy. McCarthy, league leader in scoring at over 22 points a game. McCarthy having an MVP-type season. Probably won't win it based on the current record, at least, of Mount Allison. Usually goes to one of the top players on the top teams. Manuel Adugna with a two-pointer to open this one. Lavoie with the catch. He's going to dribble, guarded by Ellison. Lavoie goes nowhere. Pass for the cutting Isaiah. Nice little fake there by Gallo, and he goes off glass and scores two. McCarthy for Odugna. That's going to be a three. That rimmed out into the hands of Isaiah. Isaiah with speed through the paint, right at the rim, and gets the miss. He's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. It's going to go on Rashawn Ferguson. That's going to be Ferguson's first. Key scratch for the Mounties in this one, Jonas Monroe. Monroe out of Moncton averages over 14 points, over 7 rebounds a game. Second leading scorer for Mount Allison, not able to go in this one. Gallo Isaiah on the line. Gallo shoots 80% clip from the stripe. Makes the second. Ties us at 3. We've played about a minute and a quarter on a frosty Friday here in Freddie Beach. Ellison has it knocked away by Tyrese Paul. Get into the recent games of these teams, and we'll have a little break in the action. They have played once before, head-to-head matchup October 29th. Tommies won 197. The game played at Crandall. I'll give you some details on that one. Tanner Hoyt, 29 points, 4 rebounds, 6 of 9 from three-point land. Gallo Isaiah, 23.6 boards. Vince Littleton, 19. For Mount A, Noah McCarthy, 21. Jonas Monroe, the scratch here this evening, 18.6 boards. Tim Ellison, a double-double, 14 and 11. Park drills that three-pointer. Mount A made 15 threes in that first game. The Tommies made 9. Free throws favored Mount Allison as well, both in shots taken and shots made. Lavoie, he's going to score. These teams, again, will play final game of the regular season, at least as the schedule sits right now, the 25th at Mount Allison for these two squads. Isaiah on the tack, can't get it go off the rim. Paul on the tap, doesn't go down. Rebound taken away. That's McCarthy on the dribble against 4 white shirts. He finds his way for a shot, and Cramble with the rejection. Still in the hands of McCarthy, and again rejected by Campbell. They head forward. Gallo Isaiah for Tyrese Paul. Deflected by Adugna. Rashawn Ferguson finds the body of Jeffrey Lavoie, and it's going to be a block on Lavoie. Lavoie's first, team's first. 6'5", Mount A. Ferguson shoots it at a 60% clip from the line. Averages almost 7 points and 6 boards a game. Does the rookie from Nassau, Bahamas. Lavoie directs traffic for Tyrese Paul, looking for Harrison Florian, and that is deflected into the hands of Mount A. Nice little stop from about 10 feet for Noah McCarthy. Little one-hander goes over the Tommies. Lavoie stepped back, thought about the three. Campbell also thought about the three. Tommies look a little stagnant here in offense, not a lot of motion. Pretty easy to guard that. That's Trey Campbell with a short three-pointer. Quick timeout for the Tommies. Coach Hickey into the huddle here. Sure, he saw the same thing I did. The offense just not in motion. Not sure he liked the shot selection. Spoke with both coaches before game. Coach Chapman on the Mountie side. Happy they've got a lot of home cooking on the plate the rest of the way through. Good thing there. They've weathered the storm after practicing in mostly elementary and middle school gyms, I guess, through the first semester. While their gym was being renovated, now they're back on their court. Pretty excited by it, and also pretty excited by the fact announced today they are hosting the men's nationals in 2024. Good for the conference to have those nationals back here in the East, and certainly a little feather in the Mounties cap. Coach Hickey and the Tommies said they should have won them both on the island last weekend. I didn't get to see the Saturday games. I was at FHS for the Mike Fitz games at FHS on the PA there for those. So I didn't get to see Saturdays. I did see most of Sunday's game. Saturday's game, Gaio Isaiah didn't play. He only lost by 5. In Sunday's game, Coach Hickey says they guarded really well. They gave up 27 more shots to 8C, but they still come away with the victory, did the Tommies, by 9 points. Give you the leading scores there next break. Tommies had 25 turnovers. That's way too many. Adugna scores again. Coach Hickey says we have to do a better job looking after the ball. Be pretty happy if we guarded with the intensity we guarded at Holland College. I need to limit the turnovers. Lavoie on the miss. Rebound to Adugna. Lavoie with the catch. Ahead for Campbell. Florian. Back to Paul. Offensive foul called on Harrison Florian on the moving screen. Off the Tommies bench, Littleton, Villain, and Amos. Off the Mounties bench, we get Miles Haynes-Lacey, number 14, and Connor Brienne, number 10. For the Tommies, Littleton is going to be 4. Villain is 9, and Amos is 10. Villain and Amos, your Miramichi marksmen, both out of Miramichi Valley. Can both hit it from long range. McCarthy on the inbound. Mounties +5 here. We played 4.5 minutes. Adugna again. He's had the hot hand and scores one more time. Littleton for Lavoie. Steps back wide open three-pointer, Jeffrey Lavoie. Rims out. That rebound to Miles Haynes-Lacey. Nice defense by Isaiah on McCarthy. Miles Haynes-Lacey fakes the three, now drives. Lucky not to get called for a travel there, but he passes off, and Noah McCarthy scores 2. Isaiah right into the chest of McCarthy. Good defense by Noah McCarthy. Isaiah leaves it on the front rim. Littleton with the strip of Adugna. Ahead for Villain. Owen Amos on the drive. That's going to be a blocking foul. No, it's going to be an offensive foul on Owen Amos. Tough for me to see. There's some folks standing in the way here where couldn't see that one. Now McCarthy brings it into the front court. Ferguson on the catch against Lavoie. Ferguson is Sprigney. Adugna gets Littleton in the air and finds the 8-foot jump shot. Leaves it short into the hands of Gaio Isaiah. Littleton, no good. Rebound taken away by Mount Allison and Connor Brienne, number 10. Collected that, Karam. Villain on the strip. Miles Haynes-Lacey takes it right back. McCarthy shoots a 3. Rebound to Adugna. Adugna on the drive and blocked by Gaio Isaiah. That's your defensive player of the year. Lavoie goes the other way, scores 2. Tanner Hoyt set to check in, and Minwoo Park will come back in the next stoppage, as will D'Lo Poraman. He'll enter for the first time for Mount Allison. Ferguson through the paint. Kicks to the corner. Stepping out of bounds, Miles Haynes-Lacey, and now Poraman, Park, and Tanner Hoyt will enter the game. Hoyt in for Isaiah. 14-7 Mount A. Lavoie for Littleton. Back to Lavoie on the drive. Lavoie was looking for the foul on Connor Briand. Instead, it's just called knocked out of bounds. Thought Lavoie might have had a case there. Of course, the official's much closer and better angle than I am. Don't see Lavoie sort of begging for fouls too much, so he has to think he got hit. Amos on the turnaround, rebound to Ferguson. Coach Hickey pleading Lavoie's case as well as the official goes by him. Ferguson on the rim runner for 2. Littleton stripped. That's Poraman on the drive. He hands it off to Briand, who loses the handle. Tanner Hoyt the other way. Hoyt gets it right into the paint. High steps off glass, scores 2. Foul Miles Haynes-Lacey. Tanner Hoyt will go to the line where he's an excellent free throw shooter. Florian back off the bench for the Tommies. Probably be Lavoie he comes in for. And it is Lavoie. Gives Jeffrey his first break of the game. Chance to convert the three-point play and make it a 6-point game. Tanner Hoyt at a Grand Bay Westfield. St. John High School and UNBSJ. Ferguson passes out of the post. Shot taken by Poraman and rebound by Florian. Long 3, Owen Amos. Front rim. Florian was crashing the glass, but it's Briand who controls. Park with the handle in the front court. Kicks to the corner. Briand back up top to Park. Park on the drive, goes over Florian. Weak side rebound. Coach Hickey won't like that as Connor Briand snuck in between the two men from the Miramichi, Villain and Amos. In for the Tommies, number 5, Ethan Tumwine. Ethan had a good game on the island, a couple good games in fact. The post for Ellison, nice post pass for Miles Haynes-Lacey. He snuck in for 2. Good high-low game there from Mount A. Florian up top for Amos. Amos on the spin. Back out for Florian. Little pick and roll for Harrison Florian. Can't get to go off the glass. He's one of the highest shooting percentages in the league, but didn't have the balance quite right on that one. Park outside for Ellison. Ellison will shoot the 3. Makes about a quarter of his 3-pointers. Just enough to be dangerous from outside. Another nice cut by Miles Haynes-Lacey. And a good look from Minwoo Park. A couple of players with Fredericton High School roots connect on that one. Don't believe they would have been teammates based on the years. However, the same system. Coming up through. Amos on the drive. Rebound Ellison. Park against another Fredericton High player in Tumwine. Park, tricky dribble. Gets into the paint, uses the body. That one I thought would have been out of bounds. Villain lets the ball go, heard a horn, thought it was the shot clock. Instead, Coach Hickey not happy with the troops, particularly that last play. Just leave the ball on the floor after picking up the rebound. Leave it right there for a Mountie to score. None of the Tommies paying attention. Coach Hickey reading the riot act to the Tommies in that huddle. (22-10). If there are any paint left on the building here, folks, it'll be blistering after that timeout and between quarter time. Team now, after being suitably blasted, will talk about it themselves. (22-10), this high-flying Tommy offense puts up only 10 points in the quarter. Well, got a sink on the defensive end as well, giving up 22. That's not out of character so much in terms of the giving up the points. They do allow the opposition to score 87 a game. That's just about right on 22 points a quarter. In terms of the offensive end, they usually score 94, so they've got a long way to go to make that score. Tamwine, Florian, Lavoie, Isaiah, and Paul will be your Tommies. So probably make Jeffrey Lavoie your primary ball handler. Tommies go big here, but neither are the natural point guards that I would at least say in Trey Campbell and Vincent Littleton on the court. It is about looking after the ball and too many turnovers. That was what Coach Hickey emphasized to me before the game, and certainly the way it's gone in this one. Cannot be happy with the performance, and certainly know he's not happy with the performance when he saw the club there in that first quarter. For Mount A, 15 is Gabe Powder, his first action. 14 Miles Haynes Lacey. Poramont Park and Gabe Powder. Lavoie with the score. Shot taken out of the corner, no good. Rebound Ellison over Florian. Ellison turnaround shot. That's that low post game we were talking about. Those two will go at it a few times here tonight, no doubt. Isaiah, he'll handle against Park. Looks for Florian, high post. Now here is Florian going right at Ellison. Back outside, Tommy's moving around. Isaiah, if the Mounties are going to give him a shot, it's going to be the three. Lavoie operates out of the low post, doesn't get it to go. Rebound Ellison. And now it's Park into the front court. Ellison on the catch for Miles Haynes Lacey. Low post, back for Ellison. He's going to be fouled. That's probably going to be Tyrese Paul picking up the foul. No, it's going to go on Gaio Isaiah on the foul. Checking back in, McCarthy and Adugna as Haynes Lacey and Poorman go out. Ellison on the line. Ellison averages 11 points, almost 10 rebounds a game, just a little bit shy of that. Shoots about a 55% clip. And in true form, 1 of 2 there. Pretty much on average. Tamwine to the corner for Lavoie. Inside for Paul. Paul looks to go up. He's stopped by Powder. And Adugna comes away with the board. Adugna guarded by Tamwine. Into the post for Ellison now, down low against Florian with 5 on the shot clock. Outside for Park, he's going to have to find a shot. Not a great looking shot there from Minwoo Park, but he had to get one to beat the buzzer. And now we'll see Trey Campbell into the game for Ethan Tamwine. Let's see if Campbell becomes the primary ball handler. If that stays with Lavoie, Campbell can light it up from outside once he gets that range tuned in. When he's hot, there's probably nobody better in the league than Trey Campbell from the outside, but he's got to get it heated up. It's going to be a travel on Harrison Florian. Coach Hickey says, didn't think it was a travel. He didn't have the ball. He was just kind of juggling it there. It's one of those calls. I guess you could see it from two views. Going to be an offensive foul on Tim Ellison with the elbow. Little chicken wing stuck out there on the man coming around the screen. Ferguson will check back in. It'll be the first foul on Ellison. Miles Haynes-Lacey will check in as well. Powder and Park to the bench for the Mounties. Campbell guarded by Ferguson. Lavoie guarded by Ferguson. Lavoie spins outside Isaiah. Tyrese Paul, the long three, rims out. Florian on the offensive glass, jump ball. That's going to stay with the Tommies. Florian coming away with that in a sea of garnet jerseys. Good catch by Florian, low post. Going to try the up and under move, and it doesn't go. He's having a tough game on the offensive end. Don't want to say the size of Ellison is bothering him, but it's certainly a factor. Ellison will shoot the three. That's just enough to keep Florian honest. Say, hey, you got to come out here and guard me. Can't just hang back in there. I'll shoot it from here, and I can make them. Briand in for Ferguson. Coach Chapman goes to the bench. Isaiah on the spin. He gets it to go down. And now he's going to pick up the foul on the reach around. That's going to be his second. Coach Hickey says, what are you doing? You're behind him. What are you reaching for? Gaio second, team second. Tanner Hoyt off the bench. In for Gaio Isaiah. Gaio, the reigning Derek McDermott Player of the Year. To see him be able to stay on the floor. Don't want to risk that third foul at this juncture of the game. Tommy's only down 9, still within reach here for sure. Ellison on the offensive glass, tied up by Florian. It's going to be a jump ball. Stay with Mount Allison. Adugna. Shot missed. Rebound Trey Campbell for Florian. Back to Campbell. Tanner Hoyt will shoot from 18. No good. Florian was looking for the offensive rebound, but it's Briand tapping it to McCarthy. Campbell will look to guard McCarthy. McCarthy just goes right by him. Outside, Haynes-Lacey. Now the league's leading scorer, McCarthy, goes to work. Dugna on Campbell. Shot taken really by Briand. Wanted to say it was a bit of a launch, but he was a bit closer than I thought he was. Briand, Haynes-Lacey, Adugna. Inside for Ellison, nice move. Nice cut by Tim Ellison. He gets the catch and lays it in. 25-14. The Mounties up double digits on the Tommies now. Amos and Littleton set to check in for Stu. Tyrese Paul on the drive. Oh, rejected from behind by Ellison, but a foul called on the push. I think that will be 2 on Tim Ellison. It is 2 on Ellison, team's third. Amos in for Harrison, Florian. And Littleton will be for the shooter, Tyrese Paul. Tyrese had a couple of great games in the last little bit, playing his best stretch of basketball for the Tommies, averaging 13.5 points, 5 boards a game. Is Tyrese. Uncharacteristic misses from the free throw line. He usually shoots it at 80%. 0 for 2 there. That will impact the season average. Adugna against Hoyt. Cross-court pass, McCarthy into the corner, Briand. I think Amos got a piece of that one by the way it ended up. Lavoie goes down, no foul called. Into the hands of the Mounties, and now tapped around and back to Tyrese Paul. Nice passing play in transition. Owen Amos to Jeffrey Lavoie for 2. Adugna up, Paul on the rebound. Saves it, but it's hustled for by the Mounties. And Briand knocks it out of bounds. Park and Ferguson back in for Mount A. Littleton finally gets to enter for Stu. Amos for Vincent Littleton. Tanner Hoyt, he can shoot it from anywhere, takes the 3 there. Front rim, rebound Owen Amos. He's got 2. Tommy's cut the lead down to 7. It was just 11 moments ago. Adugna on the drive, can't get it to go. Ferguson on the offensive glass. Tommy's getting burnt on the offensive glass here quite a bit in this first half. Interesting look at those numbers. Amos on the drive. One-hander from 10 feet goes in for Owen Amos. Ahead for Miles Haynes-Lacey. He saves it. And now Park will set up some offense. Ferguson, Adugna on the drive. Lavoie got a swing at that shot, but again, it's the Mounties on the offensive boards. Miles Haynes-Lacey. Tommies need to do a better job blocking out these Mounties, keep them off that offensive glass. Lavoie into the post. He's bothered by a couple of Mounties. Gets a shot up on the power step. Can't get it to go and knocks it out of bounds. D'Lo Poramon will check back in. Third year out of Calgary, Alberta. Previously at U of T, Mississauga, is Poramon. Travel violation called there. Turnover to the Tommies. Littleton for Lavoie. Hoyt on the drive. Hoyt puts up a shot. That one gets rimmed but drops in. Nice soft shot for Tanner Hoyt. Ball goes down. No shot called on the floor. Foul on Villain on the Park drive. It's going to be the Tommies' third, Villain's first. Inbound for Ferguson. Sean Ferguson beats his man to the bucket and scores 2. Amos shoots a three-pointer, makes a three-pointer. Park kicks back out for Haynes-Lacey. He'll shoot a 3, make a 3. Amos for Littleton. Lavoie, nice little kiss off glass for Jeffrey Lavoie. Be a foul on the floor. It's going to go on, I believe, Connor Briand. It's going to be his first, team's fourth. .120 to go here, first half. Tommies haven't quite got the offensive gear yet. Littleton makes a three. Tommies can heat it up in a hurry. Now it's only a 4-point game on that made three-pointer by Vince Littleton. Just calmly stepped into that one. McCarthy, Haynes Lacey. Lavoie ran him off the line. Forced pass to the corner. Shot too strong into the hands of Vince Littleton. That was Poraman on that miss. Owen Amos strikes up the band and shuffles the feet. Little travel there. Timeout taken by Mount Allison. Subs into the game for STU. It's going to be Ethan Tumwine. Down to about a minute to go here in this first half. 34-30. So the Tommies right now winning this quarter 20-12, so they're +8. Taking 8 points off the Mountie lead. Whatever Coach Hickey said between quarters certainly got the Tommies' attention. They've managed to get themselves back in this one. Seem to be defending a bit well, but a bit leaky on the offensive boards. I will say that. Or their own defensive boards, I guess. Round A. Noel McCarthy hasn't really come to life yet for the Mounties. Adugna had the hot hand early, but they've really been doing it on the offensive glass. A couple fouls on Ellison. We probably won't see him here for the final 51 seconds of the half. Coach Chapman will manage the foul situation. So Poraman, Ferguson, McCarthy, Powder, and Haynes Lacey. Gabe Powder, 6'6" forward in the Brockville Blazers out of Almonte, Ontario. For the Tommies, Lavoie, Tumwine, Littleton, Amos, and Villain. Inbounded by the Mounties. Poraman had the run out. He's still behind everybody. McCarthy, patient with the ball. Finds Powder. Knocked away by Villain. Into the backcourt. Powder, tough catch for McCarthy. Noah McCarthy there, gets to the lane. Goes down. He's going to draw a foul on Jeffrey Lavoie. It's going to be his second. Lavoie says, I'm not sure what I did to draw that one. That gets Harrison Florian off the bench for the final 34 seconds of this half. Noel McCarthy to the line. McCarthy, to me, having an MVP-type campaign, leading the league in scoring. Shooting nearly 50% from the field and from behind the three-point arc. Really good from the free throw line as well at over 70%. Of course, right on cue he misses, and right on cue again it's the offensive rebound for Rashawn Ferguson and Mount Allison. They've made a living here on the offensive boards in this first half. 6-point game. The Tommies are still in it. Sort of think by the play, the way it's gone, that the Mounties would have a bigger lead, but the Tommies execute on offense there. Villain on the finish. 4-point game. 4 seconds to go in the quarter. McCarthy puts it up and scores two. That will be the final points of the first half as Noah McCarthy gets on the board. 38-32 Mounties at halftime in this one. Tommies cut the Mountie quarter time lead in half was 12 after 1, only 6 at halftime for Mount A. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACAA.tv and Tommy's TV on YouTube. Going back to a frosty Fredericton in about 14 and a half minutes for the second half. Good evening once again, fans. Welcome back to the Lady Beaver Gymnasium here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And also Manly's +6, 38-32 over the St. Thomas Tommies. Here at halftime, rundown of the scores from the first half. For Mount Allison, Minwoo Park has 3. Manuel Adugna has 7 points. Noah McCarthy 4. Tim Ellison has 5 to go along with 4 rebounds. Rashawn Ferguson, 9 points, 6 rebounds, including 3 on the offensive end. Miles Haynes-Lacey has 9 points on 4 of 4 shooting and 1 of 1 from three-point land. That's your total for Mount Allison. For the Tommies, Gaio Isaiah has 5. Jeffrey Lavoie has 10 points and 2 boards. Vince Littleton has 3 points. Tanner Hoyt has 5. Evan Villain 2. Owen Amos has 7. And that rounds out your Tommy scoring. In terms of the rebounds, score sheet is showing 21-16 in favor of Mount Allison. 7 of those 21 rebounds on the offensive end. Only 1 offensive board for St. Thomas credited on the sheet. In terms of shooting percentages, St. Thomas shooting 41 overall, Mount A 38, Mount A 23% from deep, Tommies 22. So neither team lighting it up from downtown, and neither team doing much of a job on the free throw line either. Both of them under 43. The Mounties rate at 42.9. And the Tommies an even 40 on 2 for 5. That's your scores from the first half. Folks, I thought about running out, start the vehicle, let it warm up for the entire second half. Might be unthawed enough to go home at the end of this one. Thought better of it. We'll just chance it at the end of the night. The second of what I believe will be 5 broadcasts here from the LB Gym this weekend. Volleyball tomorrow. There originally were 2 matches on the schedule. It will only be the red hot and conference leading St. Thomas women come in with a 9-game win streak. They'll be hosting the Dal AC Rams. 6 o'clock here in the gym. Get here if you can. Support those streaking Tommies. It will be Think Pink night here in the gym. The Tommies selling Think Pink t-shirts and 50-50 in support of cancer and cancer prevention. In that one, Holland College and St. Thomas men volleyball canceled tomorrow evening because of the travel restrictions on the Confederation Bridge due to high winds. Sunday, we're going to have a couple volleyball matches, again, if the weather allows. It'll be the Tommy women hosting Crandall at 2, and the Tommy men and Holland College at 4 will be the schedule on Sunday. Of course, earlier it was the Mount A women defeating St. Thomas by a whole bunch. 20 or so was the total. The Tommy offense never really got going in that one. Backdoor cut from Tyrese Paul starts the scoring here. Cuts the Mountie lead to 4. For the Tommies, it's Paul, Florian, Isaiah, Campbell, and Lavoie, your 5 starters. Tim Ellison gets a wide open underneath for a score. Ellison, he's joined by McCarthy, Ferguson, Adugna, and Park. Paul loses the handle, jump ball. Mounties will inbound. That's Minwoo Park, guarded by Tyrese Paul. Ferguson up top for McCarthy. McCarthy's got a long way to go to get his 22 points a game. He only has 4 at halftime. Gaio Isaiah has done a good job on defense on McCarthy, holding him down thus far. Adugna out of the corner. 3, and we're going to have 3 3-pointers, and I believe that's Trey Campbell picking up the foul. We'll send Adugna to the line. Adugna shoots it better than 70% from the free throw line. He'll get 3 here. This team up by 6. Good on all 3 is Adugna. Paul and McCarthy tied up in the low post. It's going to be a foul on Noel McCarthy. His first, team second of the quarter here already. Inbound for Florian, nearly picked off by Park. Campbell with another miss from deep. Hasn't been able to find the range, but is our danger when he does. Adugna can't find it either. Bounces out in the Tommy bench, and Tyrese Paul will inbound for Stu. Lavoie uses the screen. Now Isaiah. He gets in against Park. Mounties were looking for a travel, but Isaiah managed to keep the feet going in the right direction. Paul's pass picked off by Ferguson, and he takes it right at the tin and draws the foul on Tyrese Paul. Tommy's got to get in front of the ball and stop that. Ferguson, the big man, but right to the rack a little too directly. Good on the first free throw to extend the lead to 10. Lavoie for Florian. Florian on the offensive glass gets that one to bank in for 2. Park in the front court. Adugna with the pass inside for Ferguson. He's slippery and scores 2 more. Isaiah has his packs picked off by McCarthy, and now it's 4-on-0 purple shirts. Coach Hickey's down the bench, waving more players into the game, says, let's go, fellas. The guys we get out there just aren't working for us. Florian scores 2 more. And that's a whole fresh 5 for the Tommies coming in. Hockey line change. It will be Littleton, Tomwine, Verlaine, Amos, and Hoyt. A whole new 5 at the first opportunity for Coach Hickey. Stepping on the sideline, and here is the new 5. Miles Haynes-Lacey will come in for Mount A. Coach Hickey, I'm sure, not happy with the effort to get back on the defensive end. on that one. Hoyt for Villain. Villain on the drive, rebound Ellison. McCarthy surveys the scene as he crosses half. Little stop and go for Noah McCarthy. Owen Amos knocks it away, but is out on the sideline. A reset here on the shot clock. We'll see what they set it at. That's set at 12. It's a crackerjack crew down there on the table. Sharp bunch down there tonight. McCarthy on the drive on a hand check. It's going to be on the dribble. It's going to go on Ethan Tumwine. Haynes Lacey on the inbound. Seven on the shot clock. McCarthy. He's creative. He'll find one. He's going to draw a foul instead. 3 on the shot clock. The Tommies bail out the Mounties. It's going to go on Evan Villain. It's a takeaway for Tanner Hoyt. Hoyt goes right at the rim. He scores 2 points. Tumwine with a pestering defense on Noah McCarthy. McCarthy tries to draw a foul. Doesn't get a call. Back outside for Powder. 2 on the shot clock. Ellison's going to have to put one up. Turned over. That's Tommy lockdown defense there. That's the effort Coach Hickey's looking for. He says, fellas, where's this been all game? That's what we need, that type of effort on defense all the time. It is this bench mob that gives it to him. Tumwine picks up the tough pass. Hoyt will shoot the 3 on the step back. That rimmed out. Rebound, Owen Amos. Amos can't get the putback to go. Rebound, Noah McCarthy. Ellison in the post. He's got a size mismatch, but it's the hands of Littleton on the knockaway. Ahead for Tumwine. And a nice steal underneath by McCarthy. McCarthy gets the feet tied up with Vince Littleton. It's a veteran drawing a foul. Going to say that one is on the shot. As I'm saying, 2 shots out of that. Two shots because we are in bonus, that's why. Guess if I look around and figure things out here a little bit, I wasn't watching that. That snuck up on me. I was wondering why we were shooting there, because I thought he was pretty far from the bucket to be getting 2 shots on that one. It'll be NBA style continuation, not a LeBron James style, and his 5-step layup. But it is just bonus. Promise, folks, I will pay attention the rest of the game. McCarthy to the front court. Mounties up 9. They led by 6 at half. Littleton with some speed. Gets bodied there by Powder and Haynes Lacey. One of them is going to get a foul. Bring subs off the Mountie bench. 8's going to be Simon Tector, his first action of the game. Park and Ferguson check in for the Mounties as well. Hoyt to inbound. Will be guarded by Simon Tector. Tector, second year out of Halifax and the Halifax Fury basketball organization. Owen Amos off balance, but gets it to go down. Powder from the baseline. Make the folks in Almonte, Ontario, home of James Naismith, happy to see Powder on the court. Even happier had he had knocked that one down. Thanks for the folks on Twitter for the extra little bit of knowledge there this evening about Mr. Naismith. Three minutes to go, third quarter. Amos shoots the three, makes the three. Owen Amos, 5 quick points here for the Tommies, and we're back to a 4-point game. Sure, Coach Hickey will ride this group as long as they're giving the effort on the defensive end. That's what he's looking for. Park for Ferguson. Ferguson with the big finish. Told you off the top, he's got the hops. Shows it there with a big put down. Rashawn Ferguson, and the bucket still a swinging. Littleton kick to the corner. Shot made by Ethan Tumwine. That's only going to be a 2. 4-point game. Let's see if the Mounties can hit this swinging bucket down at this end. First, Ferguson goes head-to-head with Evan Villain. He's going to draw the offensive foul there. Good stand-in by Evan Villain. Villain is second year out of Miramichi. Took quite a blow there from Rashawn Ferguson. Didn't seem any worse for wear. A couple places in this province, they make them pretty tough. One's Marysville, the other's Miramichi. Villain showing the toughness on that one. Step back Amos, he's pretty hot. Villain might have got away with a push off there, but he gets a rebound nonetheless. Tumwine through the line on the floater. Coach Hickey was looking for a foul there. Says, why aren't we getting that call? Park for 3 on the skip pass. Good ball movement from the Mounties. Push the lead back to 7. Amos is going to get the blocking foul called on Connor Briand. .118 to go here in the third. Owen Amos to the line. Lavoie subs in for Tanner Hoyt. Back rim on the first free one for Owen. Back rim on the second one for Owen Amos. Consistency at the very least. Brienne rejects Lavoie, put back. The Mounties turn it the other way, and that's going to be a travel on Tector. He might have got away with it if he didn't have that little funny look on his face when he first picked the ball up. Littleton can't get it to go. Villain works the offensive rebound and draws a foul. I think we'll go on Tector. It's either Tector or Briand. It is Simon Tector. Team's 5th foul. That will send Villain to the line. Tommies will take them all with the clock stop that they can get, down 7. And again, as things sit in the standings right now, this would be a 4-5 game quarterfinal preview. Both teams, of course, with ambitions to climb the standings here in the second half, would really like to get out of that 4-5 matchup. You're going to have to play the quarterfinal. You'd rather be the 3 seed if you could possibly get there. And of course, all the better to avoid it overall and finish first or second if you can. It will be the Tommies hosting right here, early March. The ACAA tournament. Look that up online, aca.ca. GoTommies.ca will have information there as well, for sure, particularly as we get closer. And Mountie Pride, if you're a Mounties fan, that's the website. Villain with the ankle breaker, but can't finish it. Great move by Evan Villain. Gaio Isaiah checks in for Vince Littleton. Lavoie in the painted area, back rim. Rebound to Owen Amos. Amos with the one dribble step around, another back rim. Tommy's in the back of the rim. Finding each other a little too often for their liking. Blocked from behind by Ethan Tumwine. As Miles Haynes-Lacey faked one Tommy player in the air, but Tumwine was there. And it is out off the Mounties, 16.3 to go in the quarter. Tommies can play for one shot here. I'm pretty sure they will. That's Lavoie with 8 on the clock for Owen Amos. Amos on the drive. Amos blocked by Connor Brienne. Ball is loose on the floor. The quarter will expire. No, we're going to have .2 on the clock as the whistle is blown. Tie up. Going to have to be something towards the net and a tip. Ellison says, throw it long to me. I'll try the tip. He tried it and almost got it. Behind the back tip for Tim Ellison. Tommy's a little nonchalant on that last play. Coach Hickey with a look down the bench to say, boys, he got that little catch a little too easy. That was just a lob pass thrown in there. So with 6 points at quarter time, at halftime, it's 6 points after 3, 54-48. In a game that's a little bit low scoring than what I was anticipating, at least. I was expecting something played in the 80s. We're going to have to go pretty hard here in the fourth quarter to get to that. Come on back in about a minute and a half. I'll have the fourth quarter for you. Fans, welcome back to the LB Gym for fourth quarter action, ACA men's basketball. Mount O'Malley's 54, St. Thomas Tommies 48. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACA.TV and Tommies TV on YouTube. Privileged once again to be bringing you the action here from my perch in the pit. Tommy's second unit. brought a little bit more defensive pressure there for Coach Hickey and the Tommies. We're back mostly to starters in this one. In fact, it is 3 of the starting 5 for the Tommies. Verlaine inside for Isaiah. Isaiah had his jersey grabbed by Park. No call. So it is Isaiah, Lavoie, Tamwine, Paul, and Verlaine for the Tommies. That's Briand inbounding to Park. They're joined by McCarthy, Ellison, and D'Lo Poramon. That's Poramon on the catch. Briand for Park. Now Ellison in the post. He's got a mismatch on Verlaine. He backs Verlaine in. That's what you expect the big man to do. 6'10" against 6'2". Comfortable with the back to the basket. On the drive is Lavoie. He draws the foul, probably on Park, but could also be Briand. It is Park. Fans, I make no secret about it. I do like that low post play. Players that can play with their back to the basket. Don't see it a lot in the game the way it's played today. It's played more facing and attacking, and certainly from longer distance. Still like the, call it old-fashioned post play. McCarthy from deep. League's leading scorers had a tough game here, but his team's in good shape, up 6. Make that 3 as Lavoie drains a long one. Poramon looks to answer. That one's short, but Briand was there to pick it up, and he misses the bunny. Isaiah on the miss, makes the putback, and it's a 1-point game. Tommies with the first 5 points here. Oh, I guess not. Tommies outscoring the Mounties 7-2 to start this one. They've erased 5 points off the deficit and can take the lead there if that one would have went in. Lavoie on the offensive glass, outside for Paul. Paul puts up the 3. He thought that one was through, I think. McCarthy. Let's see if Noah goes to work here in the fourth quarter. His team now locked in a tight one. He gets the ball back, puts another dribble down. And it's Minwoo Park who shoots 3. John Hickey says that's got to be a double dribble on Noah McCarthy. McCarthy with a smile. He might think it was too. Paul short on that shot. Looking for a tip are the Tommies. They don't get one. Subs are in. A lot of players moving back and forth here, so I'll just reset the Mounties lineup. Ellison, Poramon, Adugna, McCarthy, and Ferguson are your Mounties in the game. I'm not sure who's in and out there. Looks like Briand and Park to the bench. Adugna with the catch in the corner. He drives baseline, puts up the shot, too strong. Paul with the rebound, and he's going to push the ball up court. Paul loses the handle right to Poramon. The Tommies are back on defense, though. That's going to be an offensive foul on Poramon as Lavoie draws the charge. Poramon couldn't get the brakes on in time to avoid Lavoie. Lavoie checks the nose. And I don't see any blood there. Ethan Tumwine will come off, and in will come Harrison Florian. Pretty good run there for Ethan. Brought some defensive intensity that Coach Hickey was looking for. I think that's something Tumwine can bring to the Tommies every time out. They can attack the boards and play good defense. Might not get the scoring opportunities every game that he got on the island. Paul with a pass right to Ferguson. Ferguson goes right at Tyrese Paul, misses, and rebound Jeffrey Lavoie. Ahead for Evan Villain. Villain going to get the goaltend call on Tim Ellison. The Mounties say, I can't believe that's goaltending. Park in for Poraman. That one counted. Makes it 59-57. Owen Amos in for Tyrese Paul. That loose ball picked up by the Tommies. Amos outside for Lavoie for three. And the lead, the Tommies, 60-59. They've erased what was a 12-point deficit at the end of the first quarter. And I believe it was up that much again at some point in the third as well, before Coach Hickey went with the bench mob and 5 subs. Tommies have now fought back. 60-59. Not the high scoring affair I expected, but it is a tight one at this point. I probably expect it will stay that way the rest of the way through. Quick look forward to the remaining, or the next action, I'll say, for both of these teams. Both of them will go at UMBSJ next. The Tommies, that will be tomorrow to go to UMBSJ. Check ACAA.ca for the times. The Mounties will go to UMBSJ, will host UMBSJ, on Sunday. They both play UMBSJ. Next weekend, the 10th, the Mounties host Crandall, go at Holland College on the 12th. And for Stu, 2 big home games next weekend. Saturday at 4 and Sunday at 3. Mount St. Vincent, nationally ranked 10th and 2nd in the conference. Mount St. Vincent comes to town on Saturday the 11th. Sunday the 12th, it's Kings. The usual weekend back-to-back when those two schools are on the road. They usually make a stop in St. John and then switch and come here when those two schools travel this part in the Maritimes into New Brunswick here. Usually how it works. Tommies, after this one, 3 road games, 3 home games left. Mount Allison got 7 left. 5 will be at home, 2 on the road. That includes 1 yet to be rescheduled versus Mount St. Vincent. Ellison from deep. The second one he's taken, hasn't made either here this evening. Can knock it down. Amos fakes the 3, gets Ferguson in the air. Was looking inside for Villain, and McCarthy picks him off, and now Owen Amos gets the foul, looking to steal the ball back. Ferguson hands off to Adugna. Back to Ferguson. The big fellow will take the 3 and drain it. Rashawn Ferguson drains the deep one. Puts the Mounties up 2. Villain shoots a 3. A lot of rim and a couple bounces, but it's into the hands of Ferguson. Park for Adugna. He drives baseline, steps on the end line, out of bounds, back to the Tommies with 4:47 to go in the fourth. Tamwine back in for Villain. Miles Haynes-Lacey in for Adugna. Gaio Isaiah with the handle, the high step, and the cut through. Everything but the finish there for Gaio Isaiah. That one rimmed out. Knocked out of bounds by the Tommies. Park on Isaiah, kicks outside, Haynes-Lacey. McCarthy can't handle the rebound, it's into the hands of Tamwine. He loses the handle. Tommy's looking for a foul on that one. Ethan Tamwine says, how did I end up in the ground? Well, all I was doing was catching a rebound. Florian knocks it away from Ellison, but draws the foul in the process. Briand up off the bench. Ferguson out. Sure we'll see Rashawn Ferguson again before the end of this one, the way he's played. Ellison for McCarthy. McCarthy, silky from three. Quiet game, though, from McCarthy so far, but look at the scoreboard. They're up 5 points. They'll take that, I'm sure. McCarthy more focused on the win than his own performance always. It's going to be a carry on Noah McCarthy. Doesn't think so. Tanner Hoyt will check in for Owen Amos. Hoyt started the season great guns for the Tommies, a couple big scoring games. Hasn't been quite the same here in the second half for Tanner. Capable of going off in an instant, though, is Mr. Hoyt. Lavoie with a step back, too strong off of Miles Haynes-Lacey. It will stay Tommy's ball, 3:34 to play here in the fourth. Timeout, Stu. Almost undoubtedly, Coach Hickey will draw up an inbound play, and what he wants to run here off this inbound, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Have to get one away relatively quickly, will the Tommies. See what they draw up and the personnel on the floor. My guess is it may be for Lavoie, or possibly a kick out for Tanner Hoyt for a three. See how they come out of the huddle. Little weather update here from Fredericton for anybody who's watching from elsewhere. Weather Network says current temperature minus 27, feels like minus 43. Certainly the coldest that we've had. And in the hourly forecast for the overnight hours, the feels like, yeah, I see some approaching minus 50s in the overnight, and the feels like temperature pretty frosty. Tommies break the huddle. Looks like Hoyt will be the inbounder. have to throw it long for Tumwine. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Isaiah with 3 on the spin against Park. Oh, nice spin move by Gaio Isaiah. Off glass for 2. Ellison to Briand, and the Mounties counter right away with a little backdoor cut for Connor Briand. Isaiah on the attack again goes off glass for 2. Ellison in the post against Lavoie. Didn't really get the body squared on that shot, but he still got it up and got the offensive rebound. Briand. That would have been a massive shot had it went down for Mount A. Instead, it's Tanner Hoyt on the leak out. He's going to score 2 over Connor Briand, and it's a 1-point game. McCarthy with the catch. Lavoie deflection, but it ends up in the hands of Mount A. Briand up top for McCarthy. 7 on the shot clock. Was looking for the lob for Ellison. Into the hands of Elaine. Ahead for Isaiah. Isaiah goes at the board again. Gets his own rebound. Can't put it back up. He's down. Briand is down. The ball's in the hand of McCarthy. McCarthy on the drive. He goes off glass. Rims out. Players down all over the place here. Jump ball. Lavoie and Ellison. Coach Hickey talking to Gaio Isaiah saying, doesn't matter where your man is, I need you to sprint all the way back on defense. That jump ball goes to the Tommies. Of course, a bit cool in here this evening. No worries about the moisture staying on the court very long in here. Drying up pretty quick. Ferguson set to check back in. No surprise there. Oh, McCarthy picks Hoyt. Oh, McCarthy's going to get the push off on Tanner Hoyt. Hoyt earns it right back. 1:23 to go. Subs in, it will be Ferguson and Tyrese Paul. Only the second foul on McCarthy. Looks like we've got blood on Villain here. Referee Todd Messer says, Evan, you can't be in the game when you're leaking like that. Going to bring Owen Amos off the bench as Villain has to go out. He got popped there under the net pretty good on that last rebounding action. See if you can get the blood to stop there. Looks like it's the lip. Isaiah with the step through right over top of Ellison. Puts the Tommies in front by 1. 1:05 to play. We are in for a great ending here. McCarthy spins. Kicks to the corner for Park. Too strong. Ferguson jumps high for the board, fouled by Lavoie on the putback attempt. Springy, Rashawn Ferguson. Had to pick a player of the game in this one. Certainly for Mount A, it would be Ferguson. Sneaks in the free throw as well to tie us at 68. 51.8 seconds on the game clock. And Ferguson calmly makes them both. Lavoie on the spin. Loses the handle. Lavoie called for the hold, the unsportsmanlike foul here. I didn't see that in the action. Referee Todd Messer explaining it to him. Just kind of watching the ball there and not what the players were saying. Ray Todd Messer says didn't really have a choice but to call it. Padugna misses the first free throw here, so it's 2 in possession on that call. Makes the second, so now it's a 2-point Mountie lead. Turnover there for the Tommies, and that goes right back to the theme Coach Hickey had before the game. We need to do a better job looking over after the ball and stop turning it over. Turnover there at a key moment by the Tommies. They lose the handle, and it results in the unsportsmanlike or intentional foul. That's going to be a backcourt break there for Stu as Minwoo Park can't put a fork in it. And it will be timeout St. Thomas, 42 seconds to go. Coach Hickey takes his second timeout here of the quarter, first in the last 2 minutes. I believe that leaves him with 1 left. Don't know exactly should by now, but I don't know exactly the timeout rules in ACAA in terms of how many you're allowed to take. Certainly at the high school level, you get 3 in the half, 2 in the last 2 minutes of the game. Some work at the scorers table for some high school action, so I know that one. I think it's the same here in ACAA, although there may be an extra timeout. I'm not 100% certain. Regardless, needing a score. With under a minute to go, it's timeout Tommies. Last time they needed a score was Isaiah on the drive. He had a couple in a row. We've got an even 42 seconds left on the clock. Mounties have broken the huddle. The Tommies just about to do so. Tamwine to inbound to the corner for Villain. Team fouls. Tommies with 4, Mounties with 3. Lavoie on the drive into the paint outside for Isaiah. Kicks it back for Lavoie. He saves the backcourt. 2 in the shot clock. He has to get one up back rim. Rebound Lavoie. Outside for Paul for 3. Tyrese Paul brings the crowd to the feet here with 22.7 seconds left. Timeout Mount Allison. That three-pointer puts Stu in front by 1. That's the Stu Male Athlete of the Week, Tyrese Paul. And the Francis Farrington recipient here before the game as well. Makes his impact felt here late. Fans, I've said it before, this to me is some of the best entertainment value around collegiate athletics. Pretty good crowd here despite the weather outside. Everyone bundled up for this one. Have to certainly appreciate fans coming out in this one. This is the type of action you can expect right down here to the final 30 seconds in a one-point game. It's going to be much more fun from a play-by-play perspective than that. And again, my privilege to be calling the game here. So can the Tommies D up? Can the Mounties, who will advance the ball to half, take the shorter shot clock at 14 seconds? Find a scorer. We have to thank McCarthy, but we've also got Ellison and Ferguson in the game here for STU, or for Mount A, and they've had pretty good games, have the two big men. That's Park. McCarthy guarded now by Lavoie. 4 to shoot. Park going nowhere. Double teamed inside. Ferguson for the slam. Oh, and a technical for hanging on the rim for Rashawn Ferguson. Coach Chapman says, "You got to be kidding me." Referee Todd Messer says you can't do chin-ups after a dunk. So that's going to be a technical. This will be 2 shots in the ball for STU, or at least 1 shot in the ball for STU on this. Tanner Hoyt will go to the line. Hoyt, very, very reliable from the free throw line. So the dunk good. Put the Mounties in front, but technical foul for the chin up on the rim for Rashawn Ferguson. Hoyt ties us at 72 with 8.3 seconds to go. Overtime looms. It's timeout Tommies. Let's see what Coach Hickey can draw up for the final 8.3 seconds. Folks, I thought at one point this game was going to be a dud. The end of the first quarter there, the Tommies left the ball on the floor after the shot clock violation, and the Mounties laid it in at the buzzer for the 12-point lead. Even at one point through the third quarter, Coach Hickey went fresh 5 off the bench because he wasn't happy with the defensive intensity. And here we are in the final 8.3 seconds, game tied at 72. The game that's had a couple big Ferguson dunks. He's put in a 3. Got called there for the technical for the chin up. Hoyt ties it up from the free throw line. And now the Tommies with a chance to win on a last second shot. Again, the Tommies will go at UNBSJ tomorrow. The Mounties will host UNBSJ on Sunday. That's the next action. ACAA.ca, GoTommies.ca, MountiePride.ca. Any one of those will tell you what's going on with these two schools in terms of their upcoming ACAA schedules. Check them both out if you're in the Mount Allison area, Sackville. Whole bunch of home games coming up throughout the rest of this month. Get in there, check out that new gym. And of course, everybody's going to want to come back here to Fredericton for early March for the ACAAs, men's and women's. Looks forward to that special weekend myself. 8.3 to go. Let's see what the Tommies got. Villain to inbound for Lavoie. Lavoie spins on Ferguson. And Rashawn Ferguson gets the foul with 4.8 on the clock. He says, I don't know where that came from. That's going to be 5 team fouls. So Lavoie will go to the line. No, that's going to be his 5th, pardon me. Only 4 team fouls. Subs in, it will be Briand. So now they do put it up, 5th team foul. So Lavoie should be shooting. Tommies showing 4 team fouls on the board, and the Tommies showing in bonus. So I do expect we're going to have free throws here for Jeffrey Lavoie with 4.8 on the clock. Lavoie averages almost 14 points a game, 6.5 boards, and shoots better than 70% from the line. Good on the first. The Tommies by 1 with 4.8 on the clock. Is there a Mountie miracle left as we wind down the final 5 seconds? Lavoie makes the second. Timeout, Coach Chapman, as the chess game continues. Now, if you're the Mounties, who are you drawing the play up for? Ferguson's fouled out. You have to think Noah McCarthy would be the main target, but he's been guarded very tightly by Gaio Isaiah. You maybe look for Ellison in the post and hope he can get one. Let's see what Coach Chapman comes up with. You can see a little bit into the huddle, but certainly can't make out what he's drawing on the board by any stretch of the imagination. Down to the final 4 seconds and change here. And the 2 free throws from Lavoie put the Tommies up 2. What has turned out to be an entertaining game. I know some folks left early here. They've missed what's turned out to be a good one. And a lot of this one hinging on that Rashawn Ferguson dunk and then the technical foul on the chin-up call. Coach Chapman didn't agree with it, and then another foul at this end sent Lavoie to the line. So with 4.8 to go, Park will inbound. Ellison, Briand, Adugna, and McCarthy. McCarthy on the run out, gets the screen. He's guarded by Isaiah. On the catch, McCarthy on the spin. Does he have some magic? He does have some magic! Noah McCarthy makes the 2 with half a second on the clock, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play. There's going to be a foul on Lavoie, and some McCarthy magic ties this one at 74. 5 on Jeffrey Lavoie. Lavoie says, I can't believe I got that foul either. That's at least 3 on Lavoie that he's not known about. So now a made free throw by McCarthy. I think this salts it away for the Mounties. I don't think Coach Hickey has any timeouts left in order to advance the ball. So a made free throw, and you're looking for a miracle with half a second left for the Tommies to go the length of the court. Sure, that's what they're talking about right here, and expecting Noah McCarthy to make the free throw. McCarthy, a 71% free throw shooter. Came through in the clutch there for Mount Allison. The Tommy faithful gathering behind the backboard, trying to distract Noah, cajole him into a miss here. What a finish this game has had. What a final, I'll say minute, but it's really been 30 seconds or so on the clock. McCarthy for the lead. He does it. Inbound for Paul. Paul will get one up. It's no good. The Mounties, led by Noah McCarthy, and the Magic at the end of the game walk out of Fredericton here with a 75-74 victory over the St. Thomas Tommies. Noah McCarthy saying, hey, this is our court. McCarthy, you'd had a pretty quiet game up to that final bit of magic. Moves the Mounties to 6-5. The Tommies drop to 7-5. This, folks, is a preview of the quarterfinals as the standings sit right now. Of course, enough games to be played that teams will jockey around. How about this for a game like this? What would that be like in quarterfinal Friday here at the ACAAs in early March? Fans, thanks for tuning in for this one. Some hot action on a really cold night here in Fredericton. Mount Allison Mountie women win by a pretty big margin. The Mountie men by only 1 thanks to some McCarthy magic. Great night of basketball here. Remember, fans of the Tommies, tomorrow 6 o'clock, the league leading and red hot Tommy women volleyballers host Dal AC. I'll have that coverage right here on ACA TV. Fans, thanks for tuning in. I'm Bill Gibson. Hope you've enjoyed. Have a safe trip home, folks. Stay warm this weekend.